Please join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dr. Shandor, members of the York County School Board, members of the School Division Cabinet, faculty, family, and friends, my name is Tessa Wilczynski. On behalf of the York River Academy Class of 2024, I welcome you to our commencement ceremony. Tonight we appreciate this opportunity to share our accomplishments with all of you. We are very grateful that many members of the York County School Board could be here with us this evening. Mark Schaefer, Zoran Pajovic, Kimberly Goodwin, James Richardson, and Linda Fairman. We are excited to welcome the members of York High School and ROTC Color Guard. We appreciate their partnership to provide the colors for our graduation. We would also like to thank Miss Beth Higginbotham for providing the music for our ceremony. At this time, I would like to introduce the YCSD Division Superintendent to say a few words. I have the distinct honor to introduce our division superintendent. Dr. Victor Shandor was appointed as superintendent of the York County School Division in 2014. He has 30 years of public education experience as a teacher, principal, and district administrator, and in November he will reach his 10th year serving YCSD. Shandor, a 1992 graduate of California University in Pennsylvania, began his career in education as a teaching assistant. He then earned a master's degree in exceptional education from Old Dominion University and ultimately a doctorate in educational leadership from Wingate University. Shandor grew up in Pittsburgh, PA, with his wife Melissa. They have 3 children.
Good evening. Congratulations to YRA's class of 2024. On behalf of our school board members, we welcome parents, grandparents, guardians, siblings, friends, and all of our staff members here this evening. I know you have a lot of emotions this evening. I'm aware of this because last year my daughter graduated from Tabb High School and I was full of a lot of those emotions as well. Where has the time gone to get our young people to this stage in their lives? This is my favorite graduation. I have no problem saying that on camera. It's hard to believe this is my 10th YRA graduation. So congratulations, you made it. Let's give the students a big round of applause. It takes our families, our teachers, and our students working together to make our students successful. We know this from the time that they enter school in preschool or kindergarten, that it takes the parents, the teachers, and the students all doing their part to get to this stage. I want to first just briefly thank all of our parents, guardians, grandparents, and family members Thank you for your supporting your child for all of these years and working with our staff in YCSD. We really appreciate you. And also, I would be remiss if I didn't address the faculty here. Thank you all so much for your work here at YRA. We appreciate everything that you do to support these graduates. This school has an amazing principal. She's the perfect fit for this school. Ms. Sheffield, thank you so much. Give her a round of applause. All right, that's enough. We don't want her to feel too good about herself. Finally, students, congratulations. We are all so proud of you. Every year I'm inspired by the speeches, and I know a few of you were nervous when I came to visit with you earlier. You're going to do a great job tonight sharing your story with all of us. Again, congratulations, and we wish you the best. Thank you.
Tonight's graduation will not feature a speech by a valedictorian or a class president. Instead, you'll be hearing from each of our 15 graduates tonight. This class has had several distinctions over their time here at YRA. One impressive distinction is that each of the students plan to continue their career training after graduation. There are 3 students attending a 4-year college, 8 students attending community college, 1 student will attend Job Corps, 1 has enlisted in the Marine Corps, and 1 is attending trade school. In addition, this class has 4 students who have finished high school in 3 years. After finishing out their middle school years virtually, these students started YRA from home and then came back in person during the second semester with masks. Slowly we came out of the pandemic times and got back to a sense of normalcy. Through it all, they persevered to complete projects, passed many certification tests, and of course, all the required SOLs. We have had several changes to our staff and faculty over the past few years. This year, we'll say goodbye to several beloved faculty members, including Mrs. Antonia Williams, Mrs. Stacy Wilczynski, and Mrs. Carol Bauer. We also wish Mr. Sam Carpenter a long and happy retirement. Mr. Carpenter has been with us since YRA started in 2001. Mrs. Sheffield likes to refer to our school community as the Phoenix family. After our shared experiences and having these students in class over the past 3 or 4 years, they have really been like a family. On behalf of the teachers and staff, we're going to miss you, and we hope that you stay in touch. To the seniors, many of you have had to overcome anxiety over the years. For many, just getting out of bed and getting to school was tough. I challenge you to live a life filled with joy and to think back on this moment as a fresh start for your new life. I want to leave you with a quote that has stayed with me from my own high school days from the late, great Tom Petty. Most things I worry about never happen anyway. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the York River Academy Class of 2024.
Hi, I'm Ava Alonso. Graduation is a very special moment in every student's life. It's a time to reflect on everything we have learned, not only academically but emotionally. It's a time to celebrate the hard work and dedication our teachers, family, friends, and most importantly ourselves did to get us to this moment. As we stand here on this stage looking back at all of the years of the book we have written for ourselves, we can't help but look back at the memories we have created together as a YRA family. The relationships we have formed with fellow students and the lessons we learned, the fun we had on Spirit Weeks, and even the moments where we laughed until we couldn't breathe. Each day leading to today is a building block that will shape us into the adults we are becoming. School isn't just about academics and focus. It's also a place where we discover ourselves and our passions and overcome challenges. We've laughed, we've cried, and celebrated all the wins together in our lives as a family. The bonds we've held with teachers and staff will always hold a special place in my heart. Shout out to Ms. Sherrard, Mr. Ritter, Ms. McKay, and Ms. Sheffield. Graduation isn't only an end, but it's a beginning to the start of a new journey filled with opportunities, unknown experiences, and even new possibilities. As most of us are moving on to college, let's strive to make a positive impact on
on ourselves and others, chase our dreams, and never stop growing. Let's remember these lessons we've learned and take them with us, and we move on. It's hard leaving the people who have worked so hard to get us this far so suddenly, but I'm sure they're understanding of us wanting to move on with our lives. We can't stay in high school forever. So as we say goodbye to those who encouraged us even on our hardest days and guided us to a new chapter of our book, let's cherish the memories, celebrate our achievements, celebrate our love, look forward to a promising new story. Congratulations to my fellow graduates, and thank you, everybody. The best is yet to come.
Good evening. I'm happy and relieved to be finally graduating. The fact that this is my 5th year, I just want to get out of here already. High school has been especially difficult for me. High school has been especially difficult for me because I've been to 3 different high schools in 2 different states. I started in California at Walnut High School, then moved to Virginia and attended Grafton, then finally YRA. I want to mention 2 of my very close friends that I have made over my time in YRA, Ava and Michael. We've gotten especially close during these school years and have even started hanging out outside of school as well. 2 other friends that I have gotten semi-close to over the past year have been Brennan and Seal. Miss Turner, Miss Luna, and Miss Fuji are teachers from California that I would not be here without. They have went above and beyond for me, and I know for a fact that I would never have made it here without their support. Miss Barber, Miss Jordan, Miss McKay, Miss Cook, and Mr. Ritter are all people who have helped me massively over my last 2 years here. One of whom I will never forget, Mr. Ritter. I could never forget his massive amounts of jokes. Miss Barber and Miss Stanley have highly pushed for me to go into Job Corps, which I am highly looking forward to. Miss Cook and Miss McKay have helped me with my online classes, such as nutrition, which I have heavily struggled with. Finally, I would like to quote some Mr. Ritter quotes. Mr. Clean is fine. $20 is $20. I'm sassy. You're weird. And finally, to quote Miss McKay, solve for yes.
Hello. I'm Anna Tufka Barton, and I'd like to leave you with some food for thought. Just because you're unwanted doesn't mean you're worthless. Hold on. that was a lot. Okay. Just some people kill bugs. Some collect them and others eat them. You need to find the right people. Thank you all.
Hey guys, my name is Gianna Kennedy, and I'm so grateful to be able to stand on this stage tonight and say that I'm a 2024 graduate. Although being an early graduate wasn't easy, I had an unbelievable amount of support. I will admit there were so many days where I wanted to quit, but thanks to the YRA staff, I was reminded that I set a goal for myself, so I had to push through and achieve that goal. So thank you to the YRA staff and my lovely family and friends for making this all possible for me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Bryce Laws. When I came to YRA, I didn't know what to expect. The past 3 years before I came to YRA had been 3 different schools, all of which were very hard for me to focus in. I would like to start the next part of the speech by saying that I never knew that a school could be so accepting and helpful to me. I have always been an outcast and usually only had one friend at my past schools. Even though I may look like a gorgeous hunk on the outside, I'm also a gorgeous hunk on the inside. But I'm also a small, fragile boy with feelings. And even though I try to hide it, it gets out sometimes. And I'm glad that I am understood rather than ostracized for my outbreaks at YRA. I would also like to thank the teachers and staff for helping me. YRA is like a family to me. Ms. Collar is like a mom, Mr. Tremblay is like a dad, Ms. Wyatt and Mr. Carpenter are like the cool aunt and uncle. Let's not forget Mr. Ritter, who's also my uncle, but he's like the uncle that never stops talking. That man could talk your ear off for the whole day and not get tired. And all the other seniors, kind of like siblings. Some of us might not always get along, but we love each other at the end of the day. And last but not least, Ms. Sheffield. Despite what she may say, is the crazy grandma. And with that, I'm done. Have a great night.
Hello everyone, my name is Spencer McClendon. How are y'all doing? Anyways, I wanted to first start this speech off with thanking everybody who has stood with me this year and helped me throughout the past few years, including Mr. Ritter and all the great teachers such as Mr. Tremblay, Ms. Collier, Ms. Wyatt, Ms. Marinova, and so on. I've managed to do lots of great and fun things by coming to York River instead of any other school, because honestly, I probably would have had a hard time focusing. I did in middle school, but not for this school, and the special attention that they give every student. I would like to give special thanks to my friends, Ashton, Bryce, and Faith. I'd like to thank you all for being there for me, trusting me, and being trustworthy people. Lastly, I'd like to thank my parents for always being there, helping me through the hardest times these past 12 years. Great luck to everyone in your future endeavors.
My name is Ashton Murphy, and I genuinely think I wouldn't have graduated if I had gone to York High School. I'd like to thank my mom for helping me get through school, as well as my father for giving me motivation for school, and thank my grandma for inspiring me to focus on coding and editing. And thanks to my fellow graduates for always being there for me. I'd like to thank Mr. Carpenter for making learning to code fun. Thank you.
Guys, I'm nervous. Hello everyone, my name is Hannah Powell. I started York River Academy my second semester of my sophomore year because I wasn't doing the best at my old school. Let's just say I put up quite a fight with my parents because I didn't want to leave behind all my friends, not knowing I would meet some of my closest friends and role models, so thank you, Mom and Dad. School had never been something I enjoyed or excelled at because I had never had someone to push me or I felt believed in me, until I met Miss Sheffield. Miss Sheffield and I have had a bumpy relationship. The expression, "don't burn your bridges," is a funny one for us because in Miss Sheffield's words, luckily I have a pretty big hose. She always pushed me to be the best me I could be because she knew I could do it. And without her, I don't think I'd be able to stand up here today. So thank you, Miss Sheffield, for not only pushing me, but believing in me so fiercely that I now can believe in myself. Before walking into York River Academy, I had no clue what I wanted to do when I graduated. And I'll be honest, teaching had never crossed my mind until I met the amazing teachers at YRA. Each teacher I had made me love coming to school. Even if I didn't love the subject they were teaching, I loved their classes because of them, and the fun things they would add into their lessons, not because they had to, but because they wanted to. One teacher I would like to thank in particular is Mr. Ritter. Though I wasn't technically one of his students and he had no real obligation to talk to me, he quickly became a trusted adult. From helping me in class by correlating the lesson to some movie I'd never heard of because I don't know good movies, to letting me sit in his room to calm down if I got worked up about something. He truly is what I aspire to be to my future students. I want to be the person who helps kids love school, because that's what he and YRA as a whole have done for me. So before I walk off this stage and say my final goodbye, I'd like to leave off with a quote from not my favorite show, but my best friend's. It's from the show Gilmore Girls, and yes, I added that because she will feel the need to remind me that I've never fully watched Gilmore Girls. But I digress. Shortly after Rory graduates high school, her mother Lorelai takes her hand and says, "Look around. Notice how it's not so scary anymore." I decided to use this quote because standing up here right now, I can truly say I did it. I gave a speech in front of a large crowd of people. Thank you.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Good evening, everyone. This is a very important milestone for me, but also for my fellow graduates and their families. Some parents are here watching their last and first child graduating. This is a memory we will remember for one reason or another. If it weren't for the everlasting love and support York River Academy has given me, I wouldn't be here today receiving my diploma. This school has changed and saved lives, including mine. You took me in when I saw nothing for myself. I always felt like my differences made me difficult to work with and be around. I never felt like people wanted to help me and that for them it was a chore. I realized after coming to York River Academy that an environment where students have access to resources they need in order to succeed is not a hard thing to have. Wanting a school where any child from any background can feel safe and connected with everyone is not too much to ask for. Sorry. This school opened doors for me I didn't even know were possible to open. I am so lucky to have attended a place where I can actually be who I am. I've met so many wonderful people at YRA. One very special person who I've met here is Tessa Wilzinski. I love the countless hours we've spent together, going on big adventures, laughing until you have tears running down your face, and indulging in each other's unhealthy spending habits, or as little as sitting in silence, keeping each other company. Our bond means the world to me, and I can't wait to cheer you on through all your successes. Most importantly, I want to thank my family, who have always done their best to support me even when they didn't understand. The sacrifices and contributions you've made has made me who I am, and I owe all the good in my life to you because there would be no good if it was not for you. Thank you for being by my side, Mom and Dad. With that being said, congratulations, class of 2024.
Hi, I'm Lila, and thank you all for coming. Let me start off by saying it says a lot that I forgot to send in my speech, so I'm reading it on my phone. If I stood up here and thanked everyone who contributed to getting me through all 11 years of school, we'd be up here all night, and I'm sure none of us want that. So I'll make it as brief as I can. My friends, family, and of course the staff at YRA have been extremely supportive through my schooling life, even though everyone knows I was not very cooperative. Freshman year, I made the decision to graduate in 3 years rather than 4, which was probably the best decision I've ever made. And this summer, I'm going to college at VCU. YRA has been one of the best experiences I've ever had, and I'll definitely miss being a part of the Phoenix family.
Hello, everyone. I'm Zachary Wilson. I'd like to thank everyone here today, all the parents, all the staff, all of our students. I thank everyone here who came here for this graduation. I would likely not be anywhere near as far as I've come if I came to anywhere else. I'm sort of winging this, okay? Truly, everyone here means a lot to me. I'd like to thank my friends in particular, Ashton Murphy, Bryce Laws, Spencer McClendon, and though he may not be here anymore, I'd like to thank Austin Coyle as well. In the recent years, I've sort of found a new meaning of life. It's like a roguelike. You never know what's going to happen. You could live your life normally one day, or you can experience fortune or misfortune on the next day. You never know what's going to happen. You'll want to be prepared at all times in case something bad happens. Be prepared. Prepare to fail things a lot. Don't be dismayed by it. It happens. And you're going to learn you're going to learn from those mistakes. Learn what's bad, learn what's good. Don't be dismayed by it. Don't falter, and learn and conquer. Thank you, everyone.
Hi guys, what's up? I think y'all already know who I am. Elle Woods once said, "You must have faith in people, and most importantly, you must have faith in yourself." If I could go back and talk to my middle school self, that is what I would tell her. I would say things will eventually get better and to keep doing her best. There are good things coming and she should be there to see them. I struggled with depression and anxiety in middle school, and I was unsure about my high school years. I was terrified of change. When I came to YRA, I didn't expect all the kindness and support from the teachers and my peers. YRA has helped me catch up and fix my past mistakes. I love the people I have met, from my first friend, Lila West, to now. I fully believe that they have changed me for the better. I don't think I would be able to get through high school without them, so thank you to everyone from York River Academy and to my friends that have been with me before up to this moment. Special thanks to Mr. Tremblay, who has inspired me to pursue history outside of high school. Your classes were always my favorite. To my parents who dealt with me through my tween and teen years, thank you for supporting me and being genuinely cool people. Thank you to my extended family who has traveled far and wide to be here to see me graduate. I love you all very much, and it means a lot that you're all here. I am proud to be graduating today with this amazing group of people. Even though I'm going to miss coming to school and seeing you all every day, I know each one of you will go on and do amazing things. Thank you for your time.
Hi, my name is Faith Weimer. Being on the stage presenting a speech is something I never saw myself doing until last year. I know you're probably not here to hear a sob story. However, I'm pretty dang proud of myself. Not a lot of people know this, but I lost someone very dear to my heart, my grandmother and my best friend. But unfortunately, on February 12th of 2020, she passed away from a very awful disease, cancer. After I lost her, I felt as if I had no feeling I was capable of except for anger and sadness and this pit so far in my stomach. I lost interest in the things I loved doing, and I had no strength in my body, both mentally and physically. I fell behind in school. Half the time, I never even showed up. I felt hopeless, and I had given up, and is still the worst thing that has ever happened to me in my entire lifetime. After so many concerns for myself, I reached out to help from my mother. And when I tell you she's the biggest reason I'm on this stage, I truly, from the bottom of my heart, mean it. There is no way I could have done all this without her being my backbone. All the times I had thought there was no other hand reaching out to help me, it was always hers on the other end. Thank you to my brothers and sisters as well for all the love, chaos, and joy you brought to me when I needed it the most. And my father, we definitely had our rough patches throughout my life, but he made me into the independent woman I am today. And I thank you for taking me to and from school. It always woke me up and made my morning when you road raged at people who took too long to take off at the green light. A huge thank you to the teachers who have helped me, especially 3 specific ones. One I had met in York Middle School. This is when I was first struggling with my anxiety, and I had her as a public speaking teacher. You can imagine how I felt about that class. It was something I had dreaded going to every other day. She gave me the practice lessons I needed and reassured me that it was all going to be okay, and it was. Come time with my grandma's funeral, with her help, I got in front of an audience at her memorial and delivered it with full confidence. And Mrs. Walker, my 9th grade earth science teacher, who cut me the most slack in her class a year after I lost her, she made sure I didn't fail not only her class, but myself. I talked to her during free periods, and we would just sit there and talk, and I would be heard, and that's all I needed. She bought me a bracelet with a cardinal on it to remind me of my grandma when I walked across the stage, and she had promised her, and I had promised her that I would wear it on this big day. And in that moment, someone saw hope in me for the future when I thought no one else did. And last but certainly not least, after leaving being a Falcon, I became a Phoenix. It was the best decision I have ever made. As I said before, I fell behind at York High School. I fell into bad habits. One of them is being on my phone constantly. having no respect or a single care in the world about my schoolwork or myself. However, I had just gotten my schedule, and on it was listed that I had a virtual class with someone by the name of Mr. Ritter. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna kick back and have a free period. Cut to the part where I was completely and utterly wrong. He would not get off my butt, and he would not leave me alone. He wanted me to get the work done and over with. At the time, I was frustrated with him and disliked him for making me do the work. It took me a bit to realize how dumb that sounded. Now I thank him for doing that because he pushed me to get a feeling of what being successful feels like, to kick my feet back without falling behind and being all cut up. And since that day, it's stuck with me. And if I were to go back to change anything I went through, I wouldn't, because it all led up to this moment. A straight A student, I did the morning announcements every morning. I was part of the principal advisory committee. I helped make the Spirit Weeks and even hung up the flyers. I helped with events, and I became a role model that a lot of people counted on and looked up to. And I'm so glad I had the opportunity to be that to someone. Thank you, YRA, for giving me the second chance I needed, and never thought I'd be saying this in my entire life, but you made going to school something I look forward to every morning. Thank you to all my friends and my boyfriend Levi, who I met here and who made my time here worthwhile. This is Faith, class of 2024. Thank you.
How do you follow that? Let's give them all a big round of applause because you don't know how hard that is. So we have 3 special awards we like to give out at graduation. The first is the James N. Stevens Memorial Scholarship. It was established by his parents, Mike and Claire, to honor their son who died in May of 2018. The Stevenses are joining us tonight. I'm not sure where they are, but they're there. They're there. They would rather I do this than they do this, and I don't know why, because talking appears terrifying. Thank you for coming. James, autistic from birth, was an exceptional student, graduating from Bethel High School and graduating with honors from Thomas Nelson Community College. This scholarship recognizes deserving students who have persevered to overcome challenges and have impressed their teachers with their ability to succeed. As a way of recognizing the tireless efforts in helping their students succeed, teachers both nominate candidates and select the awardees. The scholarship will pay up to $2,000, and a student has 2 years after graduation to use the award. Tonight's recipient will be attending CNU in the fall, Bryce Laws. Hey, Bryce, I'm sorry you're not going to get your diploma tonight, by the way. Crazy grandma. Okay. The Valerie Taylor Award has been a part of York River Academy since its inception. It has become an award that is given to a senior that exemplifies the spirit of YRA. As we often say to our students, it's not about how you start, but how you finish. This year, our recipient was chosen almost unanimously by our staff due to the unprecedented change from their first semester at YRA until now. They did not come to YRA a strong student or an involved student. They came reluctantly and with more than a little bit of sass. The change was subtle at first, fewer absences, less attitude, and then this year they walked in with a new sense of confidence and desire to make the most of their senior year. It is without question what they brought to our school this year in their many acts of service, and we are exceptionally proud to present this award to Faith Weimer. For the last of our special awards tonight, at this time I have the honor of awarding the York River Academy Medallion. The York River Academy Medallion has been commissioned to represent one of the highest honors that can be awarded to a graduating senior at York River Academy. Only those seniors who, for all of their years at York River Academy, have contributed to the pride and spirit of the school may be selected. The principal and faculty look for those students who have dedicated themselves to York River Academy to make the selection. These students have been active, helpful, and hardworking, giving their energy and time beyond all expectations. The York River Academy Medallion is always awarded at the graduation ceremony, and all recipients are unaware of the honor until this time. This year's award winner is Kendall Snyder. So good evening. I know I speak for our entire YRA staff when I express gratitude for the ongoing support of Dr. Shandor, executive leadership, and our school board members who are here with us tonight. Also to those teachers, former administrators, and support staff in the audience that have come to share in this joyous occasion for our York River Academy graduates. I also want to take a quick moment and thank York High School NJROTC for always partnering with us, and Ms. Higginbotham for agreeing to partner with us tonight and play the music for us. Lastly, I would like to thank the families and our graduates for trusting in this process, because it's a process, and choosing YRA as your place to grow and become the people you were meant to be. This is a special class. Most principals are going to say that at some point during a graduation speech, but this one is truly unique. The class of 2024 was recruited during the spring of 2020. Remember the spring of 2020? I know, we've spent years and years trying to forget the spring of 2020. When I arrived to YRA in the summer of 2021, there were only 8 students in this class. Tonight, only 3 of the original students in the class are graduating together. As you look at your program, you might say, Ms. Sheffield, your math is not mathin'. There are 15 members of this graduating class, so where did they all come from? As you may have picked up on some of the amazing speeches you just heard, we attract students for many reasons, but the most important is because students are looking for a place to find themselves. For 3 of our graduates tonight, that meant graduating a year early to start pursuing their dreams sooner than later. For 1, it meant graduating a year early so he could join his family traveling the world. For others, this was a soft place to land after challenges in their previous home schools or transfers from out of state. And lastly, for some, this was a last chance to find success. That road is not always easy, and sometimes it requires tough love, hard conversations, and harder choices. There are a few people in this front row, not looking at anybody in particular, that hated me, at least a little, before they realized I was fighting for them. I think their perspective has changed tonight. My grandmother told me once that discipline was love, and at the time when I was going out to find my own switch, I was not so inclined to believe her. Now that I've raised 4 children of my own and helped with thousands of others, I see she was right. Of course, we don't believe in switches at YRA, but we will believe in you, fiercely, sometimes until you believe in yourself. Hannah, don't you dare cry. So 8 became 3, who became 15, and each of you are here tonight to walk across the stage and start the next phase of your journey. So I'll keep the rest of this speech brief. No graduation speech by me would be complete without a science lesson. After all, as a science teacher, this year the lesson is sort of serendipitous. Oh, I have a friend. In August, when the teachers came back and we welcomed 2 new staff members into the Phoenix family, I borrowed a fun little idea from another school to use flamingo drink holders to call teachers out for doing cool things or to earn prizes at faculty meetings. Flamingos quickly became our Phoenix thing this year. Teachers never came to meetings without them, or they regretted it because they didn't get a prize. They enjoyed beating their colleagues out for treats. Flamingos decorated our holiday tree and were found randomly around the building to incentivize students. A week ago, a flock of them landed in our front yard, a gift from one of you, Ashton Murphy, thanking us for getting you to this point. When you think of flamingos, I imagine you picture this pinkish white bird standing on one leg, peacefully eating crustaceans. A little cool, a lot odd, but unique for so many reasons. They're not born with that vibrant pink color. They are, in fact, born gray, boring and bland, and only become pink due to their diet over time. A flaminglet, what a fun word, right? Flaminglet, is hatched from an avocado-sized egg that warms from the sun on a mud pile, and it's laid on. The adults don't really care whose egg it is. They all take turns watching over the mounds. And once an egg starts to hatch, the baby makes a distinctive sound heard even while it's still inside the egg. And the adults will watch for that new bird, and they might even have to help come get it out of the egg. While the adults do feed the babies daily for about a year, most of the babies will spend time wandering with other babies, eating plankton and learning to be a flamingo. The adults' primary job is forming a protective circle around the whole batch of babies. The concept is safety in numbers, and the babies grow up to be part of this very interconnected community called, now this is the best part of my speech, it's called a flamboyance. What a great name for a group of animals. The very meaning of the word flamboyant is to be confident in yourself. This, too, is a serendipitous connection to our YRA family and all of us here tonight. Our goal was and is to build that circle around our students with parents, teachers, support staff, and others providing the emotional and educational nourishment they need to become these confident, albeit flamboyant, young people. It is amazing what you can accomplish when no one cares who gets the credit. And our goal is very clear. I have people ask me how we do it. What's the magic formula at YRA? The truth? There isn't one thing. However, last week I put a quote on our YRA Facebook page that said, "Teachers are heroes doing infinitely more difficult work than the more flamboyant kind of hero." That's a big part of the YRA secret. Amazing, dedicated, relentless, and resilient teachers that meet our students where they are. Another part of the magic, there is safety in numbers. Our numbers are small enough to be there for each child, each family, each struggle, and each success. Our magic is believing the impossible until it becomes possible. Our magic is believing in each one of you. Tonight, we pass the torch. You're adulting now. Do not forget how you got here, who believed in you, how you feel right now with all of these people behind you. Families, these last years went by so fast. Some days were real long, but the years were short. I sat where you were 4 times with my own children and wondered how the next steps would be for them. Friday, I'll watch my only daughter take another huge step as she gets married. Had to work that in. It's been a little stressful this week. I'd like to stand here and tell you that you'll worry less. I would like to tell you, you can all rest now. But that's not the case. Your job will change, and you will still worry, and they will still need you. And guys, you still need them. And maybe even at some point, and maybe even us at some point. And we'll be here for you when you do. We have built a community for you. Now go out with brilliant flamboyance and build another one using all the things you have been taught. We love you all. Good. That's always the goal.
Ava Marie Alonso. Sarah Dawn Armstrong. Anatevka Golda Barton. Gianna Audrey Kennedy. Bryce Rockwell Laws. Spencer Patrick McClendon. Ashton Thomas Murphy. Benjamin Keith Pelletier. Hannah Renee Powell. Kendall Jean Elaine Snyder. Kenan Jack Tomlin. Lila Rebecca West. Zachary Jackson Wilson. Tessa Brianne Wolzinski. Faith Louise Weimer.
By the power vested in me by the Commonwealth of Virginia and York County School Board, I now pronounce you graduates of York River Academy.